Hey, what's up, YouTube world? Welcome to Everything Mellymel. This is a new page. Well, it's really not new because I created this YouTube page a long time ago. When I say a long time ago, I mean back when I only had 3 children. A long time ago is when I made this page. But I was really sibling pressured into really start posting things onto this page, right? Shout out to Uncle King Lyric. Anyway, go stream one, play away. But he sibling pressured me. He kept whispering in my ear, Mel, you need to post, you need to post, you need to post, you need to post. So I'm like, man, I'm about tired of hearing him say it. So here I am, I'm posting. Here's the post. But yeah, so just to tell y'all a little bit about myself, I am 32. Woo. I am a single mother of 6 children. Where did that come from? I don't know. I never thought that I would have 6 children, but I got them. Here's one of them. Here's the last one of them. In Jesus' name, this is the last one of the tiny humans that will come out of my hoo-ha. But anyway, my 3 older children, they came about because my old troubled, youthful behind, I was hard-headed. I really didn't listen too much. I really did not like my living circumstances when I was a child. Even though I was a child, I was still able to look around me and see, like, I don't like this. I'm not comfortable. No one sees. No one is nurturing me. Everyone was more so talking at me and making me feel like I never really had a voice. So I did run away a lot in my youthful days, resulting in my grandmother placing me into foster care. Anyway, so my grandmother signed me into foster care. I was very confused as to why would she do this to me? Like, what's up? My 15-year-old self was extremely confused as to why would you sign me into foster care? If you see that I am misbehaving and I am showing self-destructive traits, why not try to guide me? But hey, everybody has their ways. So yes, she signed me into foster care. I was very upset about that. So I was very rebellious towards it as well. I ran away from every single foster home I went to. Like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't live in a stranger's house. Like, so yeah, I started hanging out with my uncle's ex-girlfriend. We were doing a lot of things that we were not supposed to do. Like, you know, getting in trouble and stuff and getting arrested and stuff. And then met a guy. I seen him all the time on the block that I was hanging on. And all of the girls on that block was just so attracted to this guy. But me, I didn't pay him no mind because I was a big person that was just like, you know, I'll always come outside, gather the kids together, go to the park, we play on the fire hydrant. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just always had the kids together. I was always keeping the kids busy. So I wasn't really paying this guy no mind. So it was a day I went downstairs to go buy me some smoke. This particular guy was down there that day, but he was dressed very well. So I complimented him. Hey, you look nice today, you know? And he's like, oh man, thank you so much, sister. So do you. So that was the first time I ever heard somebody call me sister. When I was outside, all I heard was yo, son, nah, B. You know what I mean? Because I was from Brooklyn, New York. So it was always nah, son, yo, B, nigga, nah, what? Fuck out of here. You know, you already know. So yeah, so the whole sister, it was like, it hit me differently. I was like, oh, that's a nice response. It was a very nice, respectable response. So that kind of drew me in, right? So then the next day, I'm outside or whatever, minding my business, and I see him walking by and I ask, hey, what's up? I see you all the time. Can we go smoke a blunt? So go ahead, we smoke a blunt. We have conversations. Conversations is completely different, completely like conscious vibes. You know, that's when I just first got introduced into the Rastafarian world, Rastafari and die, you know, all of that stuff. That's when I got introduced into that world. And I ended up having 3 children with this man. right? So he did look very, very, very young. I was 17 and he was 29, right? So yeah, and because I was on the run from foster care, I really did not want to go back to foster care. I really liked the vibes of this guy. It was cool, it was different, and I ended up just kind of like just staying there. Like I was just there. You know what I'm saying? I ended up just being there with him and his kids. And then I ended up having Eula when I was 18. And then I had Ethan. And then I got pregnant with Cherish. She was a stillbirth. And then I had Aya. But eventually the person he started to show who he was for real. Before I got pregnant with Eula, it was always just me and him, and his children. But once I got pregnant with Eula and I did give birth to her, I wanted to share her with my family, so I started to go back around my grandmother and my father and everyone. And then this is when the first father of my children started to display like his real jealous traits, real narcissistic traits, and it was like kind of weird. So we would go back and forth about me wanting to go to school or me wanting to get a job or me wanting to go spend time with my family. The only time he wanted me to spend time with my family was when I was getting something from them, like they were giving me money or something to benefit him. Yeah, so this relationship went on for, like I said, 10 years. It took for my little brother, shout out again to King Lyric, to come to New York and assess the situation and tell me like, yo. Yep, it took for my younger brother to come to New York. Really, I already knew within myself I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore once it got to that 9th, 10th year, because I started in that relationship while I was real young and I really didn't know myself. I just knew that I didn't want to be living with my grandmother and them, and I didn't want to be in foster care either. And this person kind of just made me feel comfortable with his different vibes that he had going on. It wasn't what I was used to. It was something completely different. So, but yeah, as the years went on of me being with this person, I started to see more and more like, damn, he don't want me to do nothing for myself. He's mad controlling. He don't want me to live my life. He's just like, you stay here and do what it is that I want you to do. Like, it was just a very, very weird relationship. We didn't sleep in the same bed. Like, it was just mad weird. But my little brother came to New York, kind of assessed the situation and was like, yo, bro, this shit is not it. It's a dub. Like, that's what he kept saying. It's a dub. It's a dub. You got to leave this. You got to leave this. So me and the father of my children ended up getting into a whole big ass argument. He tried to leave my little brother abandoned out in the street. Like, it was just like mad crazy. So we got into it, and that was like the tower moment for that relationship, and everything crumbled. I ended up leaving. I packed the kids up. I put the bags on my shoulders. I prayed and said, God, I do not know where my feet is going to take me, but I know that you will guide me. And me and my children and my brother left, and we traveled to Virginia, right? So I left New York at the age of 25 and traveled to Virginia. Yeah, well, 25, just getting ready to turn 26, something like that. But I came here to Virginia. And once I got here, I thought it was going to be like, oh man, I'm free. I'm away from him. Like, I can live my life. But then that's when I started to realize, like, yo, I was not thinking for myself. Every decision that I was making was kind of like based upon how he would have felt if he was near me. And it took me a long time to get out of that mind state. But, once I got to Virginia, I got a job. I learned how to drive. I opened up a bank account. All of these things I didn't have because I was with this man since I was 17 or 16, just getting ready to turn 17. I was with this man all this time. So I never really had the freedom to think for myself. And then if you want to go back to before that, when I was living with my grandmother and them, they were, they weren't the type of people to ask you, hey, how was your day? Or, kind of try to understand what's going on with me. And, You know, they just weren't those kind of people. It was just do what I said, go do. I ain't got time for it. You know, the old school parenting. So we were forced to bottle a lot. So once I got free of him, I started to really see that, yo, I don't know who I am. I don't know me. I don't understand me. I don't know what I want. I don't really know what I like. Not for real. Like, not for real. Because I never really had the chance to explore self. Not for real. You know, it was kind of a hard adjustment. Like, just, or not a hard adjustment. It was hard to accept. I'm here and I don't know who I am. So then I had to start going on a journey of trying to figure out who exactly am I. You know, I started my first job, which was a place called IMS Gear, like one of my first senses of independence. And it felt good. It was a real boring, tedious job. I had to stand in the same spot for 8 hours. It was real boring, but it gave me a lot of time to think and really start to figure out, like, dang, where do I begin to understand who I am and what I want? And at the time, my mom was staying in a transitional house, and she was right at the end of the process of buying herself a home. So I was there to witness the whole end process of her getting everything together to purchase her home. I was there when she got her keys and everything. So she purchased her home, and because me and my 3 children just came from New York and we needed to start over, we were staying with her. Her, my little brother, and my little sister. So we all moved into the home together. Again, still working at IMS Gear. The father of my 3 oldest children, he found his way to Virginia and, you know, caused more chaos. So that kind of pushed my healing time back even more, because I was still going back and forth with him. And hold on, you look calling me. All right, hey YouTube world. So I did start recording this story time video yesterday, but then it got interrupted by a phone call with Eula. We was on the phone for about an hour. So yeah, I just never got back to finishing off that video. But I will make a second part to just finish it off and just kind of just give you guys an understanding of like who I am, kind of get you guys more comfortable with me and my story, because this is called Everything Mellymel. So, you know, you guys are going to see every bit and every little piece of me and my journey and what I have going on around me. So yeah, I do want to thank those that are beginning to tune in. I thank you for tuning in, and I thank my future viewers in advance for tuning in. So all of that great stuff they say at the end of every YouTube video, like, subscribe, tap in, hit the bell, all that sweet stuff. And I will continue to get better at this. So let's do it. Power moves and gratitude.